They empower others with inspiring words.
It's never too late to rewrite your story.
Reaching mammoth milestones.
There's a whole generation of women behind you that really kind of cleared a path.
Standing tall in the face of adversity.
We want these people that are empowered to start listening to us because these are our stories.
Tonight we celebrate the tenacity and sheer will of the women whose confidence, commitment, and character make humankind stronger.
We're trying to right these injustices that have been decades, centuries in the making. We've got a good start on this here in California, but we have a lot of work left to do.
This is a special edition of the CBS13 News. CBS13 celebrates Women's History Month. History, hurdles, and hope.
Hello, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Elizabeth Kling.
And I'm Tony Lopez. We're coming to you from the Women Inspire exhibit at the California Museum. And if you've been here, you know the word inspire is perfect. Half of the entire first floor is dedicated to the long-term exhibit, which showcases hundreds of California women who've changed the shape of our state and the lives of so many in their quest for equality.
It came to be after a collaboration with Jennifer Siebel Newsom, who has launched several initiatives to level the playing field for women in her role as California's first partner. I actually had the chance to talk with her about some of the work that she's done, including the fight for equal pay and what she's teaching her own kids about women and equality.
She's just one of the phenomenal women you'll be introduced to in the next half hour. Women who have fought for equality, broken barriers, and leveled the playing field in ways big and small.
It's what so many women do every day, paving the path for others, many times not even realizing it. The journey hasn't been easy.
It may be hard to believe, in fact it is hard to believe, but just 50 years ago, women still had so many limitations that today they're just mind-blowing. Listen to these examples. In 1971, women couldn't even bartend in the state of California.
And it wasn't until 1974 and the Equal Credit Act that women could get their own credit card. Before that, banks could refuse one to single women, and for married women, their husband was required to co-sign.
They couldn't claim sexual harassment until 1977, and before 1978, women could be and were often fired for getting pregnant. It's no secret women have been and are still fighting to make the same wage as their male counterparts, despite the Equal Pay Act that took effect nearly 40 years ago.
It means just what it says, equal pay for equal work, no matter your sex. But nearly 40 years later, women make 83 cents for every dollar men do. It's just one of the many women's causes the First Partner of California has been working to change. I had a chance to talk one-on-one with Jennifer Siebel Newsom, who's made it part of her life's work to right the wrongs of history and help make the future equal.
This is my heart work. I'm one of 5 girls. I was raised sort of in that spirit of sisterhood.
Jennifer Siebel Newsom, filmmaker, mother, and First Partner of California, a title she purposely chose to dismantle gender stereotypes.
And feel like I've been given this wonderful gift and opportunity to be in the role of First Partner, to really partner with women across the state and ensure that California models for the rest of the country what's possible when we have gender equity.
She's been pivotal in the fight for equality, especially when it comes to equal pay.
In 2020, California women lost $87 billion to the pay gap. This is so troubling, is then you add the layer of women raising children, and there's actually a motherhood penalty where women lose 30% of their wages to the fatherhood bonus. So one of my first initiatives was launching Equal Pay CA, which basically is to get the private sector on board and committed to 3 things. Signing our Equal Pay Pledge meant that they would, number 1, have to conduct an annual pay gap analysis. Number 2, review their hiring and promotion practices to weed out unconscious bias and structural barriers to pay equity. And then 3, to promote best practices.
The best way to do that, create the position of Chief Equity Officer.
We are looking for some great candidates for this role, and it's a very important role, and we're really proud of it. Diversity, equity, and inclusion are essential. California wants to continue to lean in and really achieve our equity and inclusion goals and inspire the rest of the nation to follow suit.
And this will be holding people accountable to do that.
And this will be holding folks accountable and inspiring a more equitable an egalitarian world. If you have any great candidates, send them our way, or if you yourself are a great candidate.
The first partner embracing the same powerful ideals in her parenting.
We talk about everything in our household, and equity is top of the conversation, all forms of equity. And I'm really proud. I think, we're doing our best. Parenting is a big job. There's a lot of responsibility in raising kind, decent, future engaged civilians and citizens. And I'm really proud of the work we're doing, and love raising boys who are caring and raising girls who see themselves as leaders.
I know you have 2 daughters, I believe, and I have a daughter.
Yeah.
She's 5.5. Is this a fight that they are going to be still fighting when they hit the workplace?
Not on my watch. As long as we're in this position, I will continue to advocate for closing the pay gap. Look, California has the strongest equal pay laws in the nation, and we're trying to whittle that pay gap down to the smallest pay gap in the nation. We'd like there to be no pay gap. And definitely for my daughters and my sons, it's critical that they see that women are equal. And one of the ways that we've so demonstrated how much we devalue women and unfortunately devalue so many of the professions that women have historically worked in is by underpaying them or asking them to work for free. So, we're trying to right these injustices that have been decades, centuries in the making. And I think we've got a good start on this here in California, but we have a lot of work left to do.
Lots of work left to do, but good work being done. I remember talking to you after the interview. How did it go? And you said she is so impressive. What other takeaways did you have?
I was just so impressed with all that she juggles between being in such a prominent position as first partner, also working on all of these equality issues, and also being a mother. That in and of itself is a full-time job, and to do all of that on top of really trying to make a difference for the future of women, I'm just very impressed by it.
And to handle the glare of the spotlight, because we know that her husband's been in the spotlight as she has been. Great interview. You can see the full interview, by the way, by going to our website, The First Partner, on so many issues that are so important right now. CBS13.com is where you find it. Okay, so we're lucky to live in California because historically, we have been one of the most progressive when it comes to putting women on par with men. Here's some examples. The Golden State gave women the right to vote in 1911. That's 9 years before suffragettes won their bid and the 19th Amendment. And California was actually the first in the country to honor women with a Women's History Week established in 1978, nearly a decade before the nation adopted March as National Women's History Month. Okay, let's talk politics, because California, the birthplace of so many women making history in politics.
Including March Fong Yu. In 1966, she became the first Asian American woman in the California Assembly. She was also the first Asian American woman elected to statewide office in the U.S. when she became the first female Secretary of State.
You know the name Senator Dianne Feinstein. She became the first female mayor of San Francisco. At 88, she's the longest tenured female U.S. senator currently serving. There was one speculation, by the way, Walter Mondale would pick her as his running mate for the White House.
Fast forward a few decades, and another California native, Kamala Harris, would clinch the nomination, becoming the first woman to serve as Vice President of the United States. Vice
President Harris making even more history with another Californian and the first woman to serve as Speaker of the House of Representatives. Of course, we're talking about Nancy Pelosi. Take a look. They are the only 2 women to ever sit behind a president during a State of the Union. Wow. And they're both from California. Another glass ceiling shattered. In fact, just this month here in California's capital, Kathy Lester officially became the first female chief of the Sacramento Police Department.
The crowd recognizing the monumental accomplishment, giving her a standing ovation during a ceremonial swearing in.
Chief Lester is the 46th chief. She got her bachelor's in government and international relations from Sac State and also has a master's in geosciences and served in the Army.
As chief, Lester oversees 698 sworn officers, a mere 17% of which are women. And that's a number she hopes to nearly double in the next 8 years.
Here's CBS 13's Laura Hafley.
Kathy Lester has been part of the Sacramento Police Department for 28 years. Now, she's the top cop, but getting there wasn't an easy path.
When I was in the Army, I was really young, and I was a little bit misguided.
At 18 years old, Chief Lester joined the Army. She got in trouble often, earning her a meeting with her platoon sergeant, who asked her a question.
I remember him very clearly asking me, not yelling at me or scolding me, but just asking who I wanted to be and what I wanted to do. So that for me was really a turning point in my career.
Lester returned home to her native Sacramento with a plan. She went to college, found a job as a police dispatcher, and eventually joined the city's police force as one of the only female officers.
So there's a whole generation of women behind me that really kind of cleared a path.
A path to progress that was slow. The Sacramento Police Department was formed in 1862. 87 years later, the first female officer was hired, and it wasn't for another 72 years Kathy Lester was appointed as the first female police chief. But what about now?
Where we are now is not exactly where I think we want to be in law enforcement.
The Sacramento Police Department is 17% women, a number Chief Lester is dedicated to increasing.
There's an initiative that we just joined onto as the police department called the 30 by 30 initiative. This initiative specifically looks at women, and the idea is to get to 30% women by 2030. Having, women and diverse candidates in leadership roles, I think that only helps.
Chief Lester tells CBS 13 the department is working on new hiring initiatives to diversify the department with the goal of reflecting the makeup of its community.
But this is a profession that you really have the opportunity to create a very positive impact.
Hoping in the future, female officers will lead the way.
What I would tell women, and I would tell women in any profession, is that don't be afraid of moving up. If you sell yourself short and you don't take those opportunities, you're going to miss out. You won't be able to be at the table. You won't be able to be a leader.
Such a powerful example for young women in our community here.
Yeah, and she's ready for the challenge too.
Yeah.
Wish her the best.
Impressive. And it's not just policing that's lacked female representation for so long.
Yeah, the business world has always been male-dominated, right? Something California is trying to change with SB 826, or Women on Boards. We've talked about this before. The bill was signed into law in 2018, requiring all public corporations headquartered in the state to have at least one female director on their boards by either filling a seat or adding a seat.